Welcome to the bridge once again. You know, this is where we connect all things hip hop, past, present, and future. Kyle Santillian in the building. Very special edition today because we have the legend, one of the pioneers in this hip hop game in the building. Absolutely. Don't look like you don't know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about you.
I know exactly.
MC Lyte is in the building. How you feeling?
Good. I'm good. Just staying alive.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. I see you in passing. I feel like once every 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're always doing well. You're always looking good. And I'm glad to get a
Thank
chance
you.
to talk today.
Thank you very much. I'm
sure.
gonna try to stay awake.
Okay, no, I got you. Listen, man,
Okay.
we're gonna stay awake because we got some things to talk about.
Okay, let's rock.
You got a new album.
Yes.
One of one.
Yes.
All right, it's got some heat on there.
Yes.
I'm saying MC Lyte sounds like the MC Lyte that I know.
Yeah.
On this album right here.
Right.
Why right now for this project at this time did you feel like it was important to put it out?
Well, we had just come off a 50th anniversary, the hip hop 50th anniversary, and we did the Force tour. Packed. Every night. Packed out houses.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, what a great reminder that the fans are there, that they still want the music. If you let, it's almost like, I don't know if you saw that movie where they go down into the bunker. Christopher Walken takes his family down into the bunker in the 50s. And they're so scared that they live up under there because they thought the atom bomb was going to go off.
Okay.
And then when he finally comes up, they're like in the 80s, and he comes up in a comic book store and he sees he sees all of this stuff as a grown man that he had never once saw. But if he would not have gained the strength to go up into the world, he would never know it existed. That's how I felt about Hip Hop 50.
Okay.
Where they tried to say that the legends were, necessary, not necessary, like they were indifferent about our impact. And that year, with the Rock the Bells Festival, with the Rock the Bells Cruise, with the Force Tour, all of them led by LL. If those things would not have happened, they could have still had us believing that we weren't a necessary factor in hip hop.
I love that. You know what I mean? Because there are a bunch of people that are still not pioneers, that are still making sure that the golden era of hip hop is still getting its due shine. Like a good friend of mine, Ninth Wonder, and the whole True School crew, and some of the events like that. So yeah, there's still an audience there. Yeah, basically is what it comes down to at the end of the day. Yeah, for sure. 101 is kind of fire because I'm listening to. I guess I got
kind of fire.
Well, no, it's fire.
Okay.
Let me take that back, my wording.
Okay.
But I was really bugging on Life and Luxury. Like, I love that track. Yeah. And it talks a little bit about just your lifestyle, where you are now in your career. And I think back to my days of being introduced to you as an artist and seeing the videos that you like, nah, I ain't driving the Jetta, I'm gonna take the subway. Like, you know what I mean? And how far your life has come just as an artist. What are some of the things that you're doing now that you never had any vision of doing when you were younger? Like, did you ever think that, okay, at this stage of my life, this is what I'm going to be doing? Like, what are some things that you surprised yourself?
I thought I would be done. Yeah. I thought I would be done with hip hop at 27.
Yeah, 27 is crazy.
Yeah, when I was 20, I was like, oh, I'm going to be done with this. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. Yeah. And I just thought it was going to be everything I saw on TV. And of course, not unless you're absolutely crazy, do you mock something that you saw on TV. Right. It just became about living life as it comes. Yeah. And so a lot of what many people may have think I fumbled into, I always wanted to do. So I always wanted to do radio. Okay. I was headed to Norfolk State University to major in communications. Okay. And so doing Cafe Mocha, which I did for 6 years, gave me that. I was also with CD Radio before it became Sirius for 6 years. So it gave me that. So I was able to live out that, that fantasy of becoming enthralled in radio. But then it flipped over into voiceover, which is great. I've always wanted to do voiceover. I wanted to act. You are the voice. Yeah. So all of the things that I'm doing, I always wanted to do. It's just I now made a focused intention to go after those things and also prioritizing having the actual time to do it.
I was talking to one of my coworkers earlier, and I was like, because we knew you were coming today, and he's younger than me. So I was like, what's your introduction to MC Lyte? Because I was trying to get what their introduction to who you are is versus mine. Mm-hmm. And I think for them it is some maybe guest features, but then it's like the voiceover stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, like MC Lyte goes back, like, if there's anybody right now that's a fan, at least in my mind, mm-hmm. of this battle between a Drake and a Kendrick, mm-hmm. it would be MC Lyte. Because mm-hmm. you came out the gate, and I'm going to tell you why, you can tell me if I'm wrong, mm-hmm. but you came out the gate swinging on people. You know what I mean? People? Yeah, what? You had the Antoinette disc back in the day?
Yeah, but wait. You said people like there was a multitude of
them. It was just Antoinette. She just had to catch hers.
Yeah, that's it. And we're really cool right now. But yeah, back in the days that was a beef.
Yeah, you're one of the people that is no stranger to battle raps. Yeah. And that's what I'm getting. So mm-hmm. when you see what's going on right now with these young guys, like, what's your take on it?
It's sad to watch. Because really, like, Kendrick has his knee. He's George Floyding him right now. Like, let him breathe just a little. But, you also got to know your opponent. You let him breathe, and then he might, come back in a different kind of way.
Right.
But, for the sake of hip-hop, always seeing battle, rah, 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 who he say, what he say, we had our day when LL just kind of flattened a scenario with Kumo D, Ice-T, and Hammer in one song.
One song.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Only somebody like LL could do that.
Can I put your lyrics in the spotlight for a minute? Because I love this song.
What you got?
So I jotted these down. I just want to put this out there. This, for the people that don't know, MC Lyte is a battle artist. She told Antoinette, the first thing you ask yourself is, why do I bother? When you should really ask, where is the father of your child? Aren't we wild? You get around like a cab, now that's too bad. Everyone has been in you, isn't that sad? Bodily vibrations don't make me laugh. Weight Watchers is waking.
Waiting.
Weight Watchers is waiting. Here's a free pass.
Yeah.
You came at her neck crazy.
Yeah.
What was it that
was about saying the most idiot? It was just pop your head in a microwave and watch your head bubble. Your skin just crumbled. Like, It's like, what is the most outrageous thing that you can say to get the kids going? Yeah. And that, that's what that was about.
Yeah, nah, you definitely did it back then. Yeah. The name of the song was Shut the F Up, by the way.
The interesting thing about the beef with Kendrick and Drake is, if what I'm hearing is true, they've actually dug so deep into one another's lives, like paying people to get information and things like this.
That's what Kendrick accused Drake of doing.
Right. I mean, that's some tough stuff. Back in the day, we just made shit up. We saw something and said, I saw that.
Right.
But we didn't really get so deep into trying to expose things. We just made stuff up.
Right.
Right.
Do you feel like it's in a bad place right now in terms, and I'm talking about these two guys in particular.
Yeah.
In terms of just the beef in battle rap and hip hop itself?
I think if a beef is, if it stays that, then it's good. But when it starts to launch all types of colorism and things that are unhealthy for kids to have to pick sides, I think it could get a little dangerous.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, let's go to another song on your new album, One of One, which I suggest everybody checks out. Jotted it down because there's so many songs on here. And I wanted to touch base on this one, Lyte Ghost Lil Mama.
Yeah.
And I know you have the guest performances on that particular song.
Yeah.
But you mentioned in there about some of the hardships you went through in your career. You had a verse produced by the Neptunes and it didn't get released.
A song.
A song produced by, sorry, I said a verse. A song produced by the Neptunes that didn't get released. What's up with that song?
Well, it's on the record. It's on 7 and 7, but it wasn't released as a single.
Why wouldn't they put it out?
And we were looking for a single. They wanted me to go work on another record. I think at that time, They had found a new mix guy who was Renee McLean. I don't even know if he's still in the business, and I can't even believe I remember his name in this very moment. But he told them that I didn't have a street record on that entire album. Yeah. And because of that, they wanted me to go in and work on a new album. And I was like, what? I just worked for a year on this record. Yeah. And you're going to tell me, why do... This is the question. Why, when a black artist breaks through the ceiling of their own genre, do we always have to start at the bottom of the genre again? If I've had Keep On, if I've had Cold Rock a Party, if I've had these types of songs that hit extremely well, why would at that point you not just go with a song that's in the same wavelength of those? Right. That was my argument. But they thought that I had to come back with a street song, and possibly they were right. I'm not in the record label business.
Understood. I appreciate your time. Yeah. And I know we got to wrap it up. I wanted to know if I start something, can you help me finish it up?
Let me try.
When you say you love me, it doesn't matter. It goes into your brain as just chit chatter. You may think it's egotistical.
Or just worry free.
What?
What you say, I take that of it
seriously. And
even if I did, I wouldn't tell you
so. I let you pretend to read me, and then because I
hate when one
attempts to analyze. In fact, I despise
those that even try
to look into my eyes to see what I am thinking.
That dream is over.
Your yacht is sinking. MC Lyte hanging out on the bench with us this morning. Yes. I appreciate you so much. As you can tell, I've been a fan for a very long time, and I appreciate your time here today on the
I
bridge.
love that. Thank you very much for the
new album, 101. Make sure y'all go check it out, man. Kyle Santillian, The Bridge. All right.
Yes.